But Duke reaching the Final Four this weekend. The ACC has the most Final Four appearances in the past 5 men's NCAA tournaments, the most of the past 10, 15, 20, and 25. The AC leads the way. ACC, that is, as we hear so much about the SEC this year, but it's clearly the ACC. And joining us now from the Fayetteville Observer, he is on the Duke beat. Rodd Baxley joins us. You can follow him on Twitter, X at Rodd Baxley. Joins us now on ESPN 620 Phoenix. Rodd, it's the crew here, Rockamanooch with Jimmy B. Appreciate you joining us. And I believe you're on. Have you already landed in San Antonio?
No, guys. I did come home for at least 2 days, so I can try to get back to neutral before flying back out Wednesday morning. So.
With this game being at the Alamo Dome in San Antonio, with Houston, 3 hours or so away, it'll be an interesting atmosphere, don't you think? I mean, I know the Dookie fan base travels well, better than almost anybody in the country, but do you expect it a 60-40, a 70-30 Houston?
Yeah, I would still lean 60-40 if I had to bet on it. I mean, Duke just travels so well. I mean, a national brand. Obviously, I don't think it'll be like it was in Newark, where it was almost like Cameron. But, yeah, I think, Houston being so close, it'll be a lot more away fans than Duke has had to deal with so far in March Madness.
What are the expectations with this fan base? Of course, Duke seems to be always there, or North Carolina. You cover them too. Yeah. But when it comes to Duke and the fan base this year, knowing you only get flagged for this year, it's win or go home, right? I mean, they have a little bit of pressure on them. Yeah,
it's national title or bust for this group. You said it there. Cooper Flagg, projected number 1 pick in the NBA draft. Jon Scheyer in the offseason put all the pieces around him. So they could chase this title, which would end a decade-long drought. So, yeah, it's national title or bust for the Blue Devils.
So, Rodd, as Rock alluded to Cooper Flagg, when you watch this young man, I mean, the maturity, physically, mentally, all the things that he does, is there anything that has not surprised you by this young man, how well he plays on the court, and maybe the way he is off the court as well, too?
Yeah, I mean, on the court these last few weeks, he's gotten a lot more demonstrative, talking a lot more trash. He wasn't doing that earlier in the year. I don't know if he was just feeling his way or if the games got bigger, he just wanted to show more of that personality. But off the court, he's as humble as they come. I mean, he's always praising his teammates, not a big fan of the spotlight. So he's been a joy to cover. And I think his best trait is just how hard he plays. I mean, he's baseline to baseline, sideline to sideline for 40 minutes or however minutes he's out there. And when you're as talented as he is, when you combine that with how hard he plays, it's tough to stop.
Do you give credit to the scouting, the scouts, so to speak, in reference to the other 2 young guys you have to be so poised and polished? Or do you give credit to the donors to make sure you got those guys at Duke, to make sure they show up on campus?
Yeah, I mean, we can't act like the money doesn't matter, right? Yeah. I mean, it matters. But Duke also matters. I mean, these kids want to be at places where they're going to be seen. And Duke is shown on ESPN more than anybody in the nation. They're showing these big-time games. So you have to factor that in. And, it doesn't hurt to look at Duke's NIL numbers and the way they take care of these young men.
Rodd, take me to Jon Scheyer. It's a great story. A guy who played and won a championship as a player. He is taking over for an absolute legend.
Yeah.
Is now that particular legend taking a back seat? Or I know he still goes to the games and he's a prominent figure, obviously. But how's that work now?
Yeah, he has been to a lot more games this year, but his biggest thing was he did not want to overshadow Jon in that first season in particularly. And then even more in the second season, he wanted it to be Jon's show. And it's hard to do at Cameron because it's not like they have suites. You're out in the open if you're sitting at Cameron. So if Coach K's there, everyone's going to know about it. So I got to give Coach K credit for that. He caught a lot of flack for the way he went out with kind of the farewell tour. But that succession plan has set up Duke for continued success. I mean, it's been incredible when you look at some of these other programs who had to replace legends and Duke really hasn't had a drop off. Now, Jon is not, 5 national championships and the winningest coach in men's college basketball, but he had 27 wins in the first 2 seasons, an Elite Eight appearance last year. He's got 2 ACC tournament titles, and now he's in the Final Four. So I'd say the Blue Devils are in good hands with Scheyer.
Rodd, is he a little more user-friendly head coach than Coach K was a few years ago?
Yeah, 100%, man. I mean, Jon's 37, so, we don't really call him coach. He still looks like he can play a little bit, and he's always shooting around with the guys, and he's not one to jump down your throat if you mess up a question, whereas Coach K wasn't going to let you off the hook if you messed up. So, yeah, in that regard, it's night and day. But Coach K said it when Jon was hired. Look, he's going to chart his own course. Obviously, you learn stuff under a legend like Coach K, but you have to create your own path. You can't be the guy Coach K was. You got to be your own guy.
You hear about Scheyer that he's an X and O's guy. The team is motivated by him and how he treats his players. On the other side, you got Coach Sampson, who's never won a championship, but he's been to the Final Four twice. How much do you feel that experience plays in all this, especially for Scheyer in his first time?
Yeah, I think it matters a little bit, okay. But I mean, at the end of the day, guys, you know how it is. I mean, it's the players between the lines. Yeah. Those are the guys that are going to decide it. Now, you look at how Houston beat Purdue. Those moments do matter when they beat them with that inbounds pass, knowing Purdue's tendencies. But Duke put on a similar display against Alabama when they started switching everything defensively and just hounding Alabama's smaller guards to hold them to their second lowest scoring output of the season. So I think the coaching on both sides is great, from the start of the bench at Sampson and Scheyer down the bench with the assistant coaches. So it should be quite a heavyweight matchup in San Antonio.
Rodd, you watch this team all year long, and I know you watched Houston a little bit here and there. Is there a like-kind team that Duke may have played that very similar to what they're going to face against Houston?
Yeah, I mean, somebody asked me that earlier. I don't, because of how physical Houston is. I mean, you can't simulate the kind of physicality you're going to see from them. I mean, I made the joke yesterday. I think both teams should bring their shoulder pads and helmets to San Antonio because it's going to be a battle, man. I would say Auburn is the closest. When they came to Cameron in early December, that was a very physical game, and Duke was prepared for it. They prepared in the preseason with a lot of competitiveness as far as practices go, less individual skill stuff, more team-focused, toughness-driven drills, and it has certainly paid off for Duke after having in the last season as far as their losses were concerned.
Let me follow up then on the physicality factor. The officials, at least in the games that I watched over the weekend, are letting them play. They are letting these guys play a little bit. So if you are Duke and you have that big front line and then Knipple outside, are you going to try to take the ball to the basket, try to get some of those Houston players in foul trouble quickly in the game?
Yeah, I think it's key for both sides. I mean, you look at Kaman Malawach, Duke's 7'2" center, and then you look at Houston's 5th-year center, Juwan Roberts. Both of those guys have a tendency to pick up some fouls. Mm-hmm. They've done it in this tournament. So we know how some officials can insert themselves into games. I'm more in favor of letting the players be on the court and play through some of this stuff because we want to see the stars. But yes, absolutely. I think both teams will be in attack mode because there has been a tendency for the big men to pick up fouls, which could be a key factor.
Should we get the SEC football officials for this game? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, send the A crew down there, man.
Hey, as we let you go, just a quick question for Carolina and Bill Belichick. Minuch mentioned he spoke with you yesterday, and how do you think this is going to fly? Will he be there more than a year?
Oh, man, I do not know. I know in December I was like, look, we're going to have plenty of content, good or bad. But the more I'm hearing and seeing, the more I feel like it's going to be a circus instead of a success. I mean, you want to give Bill Belichick credit. He's a winner. And obviously you're not going to turn down a guy like that if he wants to coach your football program. But they are not paying him all this money to go 8-5. They want to be in that college football playoff. And right now, I look at the roster, and I do not see it. So hopefully they can make some moves in the spring portal, and we'll see. But they're not going to be able to hide because that's going to be on the bottom line of the ticker every Saturday as far as Bill Belichick and UNC are concerned.
Rod, we appreciate it, man. Thanks for the time today.
Yeah, you got it, man. Enjoy talking with you.
Yep, that's Rodd Baxley. Join him that on Twitter and X. It's called @Rodd Baxley. He's the Fayetteville Observer beat writer for Duke, NC State, and North Carolina. So he's got it covered. He's got the triangle covered. So check that out. I'm sure he's got a little Clemson in there too. He is brought to you today by All City Towing. They are hiring. They got dispatcher jobs, call takers, lot attendants, drivers, all types of jobs, and great benefits to boot. So if you want to get some information and take your career to the next level, then visit them online at allcitytowing.com. Just search careers. All City Towing, where your future is on the move. Coming up, Stanford hires a new football coach, and this is a really, really big day for Arizona Wildcat basketball. We'll tell you what that's all about next. This is Rocco Minucci, Jimmy B on ESPN 620 and on FM at 90.